This is LOA Recon with Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we explore the ins and outs of conscious creation to manifest our favorite dreams come true. Let's have some fun together. Welcome and thank you for joining me for another episode. I've got a question for you to consider today about how good you are at minding your own business. Would you say you're pretty good at that already? Like when the neighbor's mail gets misdelivered to your house, do you make a point of not looking at it too closely? Or when a friend's reading a text, you politely look away? Do you make a habit of not asking about a loved one's situation until they bring it up themselves? I've been thinking lately about how good I am at that or how good I'm not at that. Remember how Byron Katie teaches that there are three kinds of business? My business, your business, and God's business? And she says that anytime we're suffering, it's because we've got our nose in someone else's business. In fact, this is kind of related, but not really. I heard Abraham say the other day that if it doesn't feel good to you, it's not your business. Oh, that was a really clear rule of thumb about what to focus on and what not to focus on. Anyway, here's why I'm asking about minding our own business. Because I suspect you, like me, probably think you're pretty good at minding your own, right? I mean, we've learned, even if we thought we could help someone else with their stuff, it doesn't do any good if they aren't open to it. It just creates more issues. So we might as well just let them know we're available and then let them give us a cue if they want our input or if it helps to talk about it. Or maybe you're just naturally good at staying in your own lane. Maybe you have a really clear vision for what the boundaries are, what involves you and what doesn't, and you're really good at honoring that. Yeah, I would say the same thing for myself that I think a lot of us would. Until I think a lot of us turn into busybodies when one specific situation arises, and then we forget everything we used to practice about keeping our nose where it belongs. I'm talking about when we get all up in universe's business about making something happen, like figuring out how to make the money, or find the lover, or get the job, or even lose the weight, or whatever it is we really want. We're stepping all over universe's toes. It's like we're bumping it out of the way as we get busy trying to put it together and make it manifest our own selves. And I know you know this as well as I do, that figuring out how something happens is not our business. That's universe's business. It's the one that figures out how to make our vibrational instructions come true. It puts all the details together. That's not our work. Our work is instructing what should be so, what reality should be. And we do that based on what we're focusing on, what we're paying attention to. Whatever we vibrate, universe takes that as its instruction to get to work on. So our job is the what, universe's job is the how. But how often are you all up in the business of how? Look, even savvy creators sometimes do that routine where we're squarely focused on what we don't want, and then we start taking action to try to undo it or prevent it, acting like we never heard of law of attraction or universal magic that orchestrates our deepest desires. But we know it works best when we stay in our own lane. Universe will respond to whatever it is we tell it. There is no limit. All we have to do is stick to our end of the bargain, focus on what we want, and it will sort out the rest. It's capable of amazing things when we do our part of it and leave our nose out of universe's business. I know I'm not the only one who sometimes has trouble with this. There I was just the other morning. I just barely woke up and my mind was already tackling the latest problem like it was my personal mission of the day. That's not my mission of the day. My only job is what do I want and what does that feel like? All I got to do is feel that way, tune to that desire here and now, and then just listen for if universe taps me on the shoulder to give me a cue to do anything, like stand here or say this or look over there, whatever it needs me to do, it will lead me there through my inner guidance. All I have to do is follow the feel better impulses that come throughout the day, moment by moment. That's all I got to do. But no, there I was trying to figure things out like a proper muggle. Like, oh, what time does the vet open? And who's on staff today? And when does a specialist get in? And should I wait for an appointment or should I go as an emergency visit? Is this something that can wait? Or is it important to get it done now? Will I have time to do this in the day that I have planned? Will I regret it if I don't? Is there anyone else who can handle this for me? Maybe I should call my girlfriend. She might know more about this. She might have some advice. Oh, maybe I should ask AI. It'll probably have a suggestion because maybe I'm just jumping the gun. Maybe I should just sit tight and see if this sorts itself out. I mean, it's a long drive and it's stressful on animals animals. It's hot out there, even with the air on. And how hard are they going to be to catch? Maybe I should even ask them to watch me administer the pills to make sure I'm doing it right. And then as I hear myself, I'm like, girl, you are out of your lane. You are stepping all over universe's toes. Get out of the way so it can do this job way better than you ever will. Settle yourself down and get in your chair and do the only part that matters, which is, what do I want? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Practice it now. That already it feels like relief. And I remember that's where my power lies, tuning in to what it is that I want, and then just listen for what feels better. That's when I'm operating with higher power guiding me, and that is so much better than trying to figure it out and make it happen myself. And this is true no matter what we're dealing with. Helping a loved one thrive, or building a business, or creating financial abundance, or attracting a rewarding relationship, or getting healthy, finding a place to live, all of it. Our proper role is focusing on what we want and then letting universe figure out how to put that together. So I'm just saying that to whatever extent you're good at minding your own business, let's make sure we're doing it in this area of life where it makes the real difference. Let universe work its magic on your behalf and hone your skills of giving it the right instructions. Because honest and true, that in itself is a big enough job for us, don't you think? Let's get our end mastered before we go poking around in universe's business. All right. I hope you got some inspiration from this. And for anyone wondering, how did universe work it out for me with the animals? The chickens, Pip and Jewel, are doing fabulous. They're well on the mend. They're looking great. And they're having fun in their flock with lots of good days ahead. All right. Thanks for listening and happy manifesting.